He's been attacking me, and it's one way, and he won't have me on. He's consistently not having me on. By the way, I'm moving on. I have no interest.
You're done with him?
Joe Rogan's the Facebook of podcasting.
Well, then I hate to do this segment, but since it's my turn, I'm really going to stick it to you right now because Newsom is going to run for governor. For governor.
President.
He's going to run. I am tired. He's running for president. Thank you, Jillian. I'm not above a correction, especially live. Yeah, he's obviously running for president. His inability to say anything remotely true or show any empathy about any of the things he's done wrong is absolutely incredible. You guys know that. But let me show you this clip where he's on Elex Michaelson, who you guys probably know from LA. He has a new show on CNN now. Alex is actually a decent guy. I'm shocked that they...
forget, I had a show every night with him during COVID for a year. It's
wow.
6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I can't remember now. Every night he and I did an update show on Fox 11 here in Los Angeles, updating what the information was coming in on COVID.
Oh, wow. Well, he's, I've done his show many times. He's a decent guy. He's definitely, I would say a left-leaning-ish, but he's absolutely decent guy. So miraculously, he now has a show on CNN. Anyway, he brings on Newsom, and they started talking about the podcasting world, particularly Joe Rogan. I thought this was interesting.
He hasn't, for years and years, he's been attacking me, and it's one way, and he won't have me on. He's consistently not having me on. By the way, I'm moving on. I have no interest.
You're done with him?
Joe Rogan's the Facebook of podcasting. He was sitting across one of the brightest minds in podcasting right now. The guy was in the mic. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people at the mic doing extraordinary things in podcasting.
Joe Rogan's got a pretty big audience still, though.
You know what? But with all due respect, if he has a big audience but he doesn't have big enough confidence, I didn't go there, to have me on.
Well, you've called him a chicken.
He's been attacking for... here's the thing. These guys, they all have something in common. It's one way. They attack, they belittle, they demean, they take things out of context. But this is a serious thing.
Yeah.
And so often we just sit back and go, oh, God, I really would love to go on. Oh, if Kamala Harris just went on Joe Rogan, she would have won. It's not. It's so much deeper than that. And the unwillingness for a guy like that to even have the common courtesy to attack someone and not have the decency to say, you know what, why don't you have a chance to come on? Let's have a civil dialogue. I've watched you on podcasts with like Sean Ryan, who's a close buddy of his. He had the courage on me have 4 hours.
Right.
Sean Hannity, folks like that. And so if I can go on Sean Ryan and Sean Hannity, what are you worried about? Joe, you're going to cook me.
So guys, one of the things that I love about doing this show is that I can see both of you and you can see me while we play the clips. And the visceral reaction we all have to Newsom, even before he says anything, to watch both of you tense up. And then, of course, almost everything he said there was pure projection or a complete fabrication or reversal of the truth. I mean, the idea that Joe Rogan, he only does these shows to belittle people or whatever the rest of that diatribe was, is complete nonsense. Joe Rogan, who, people can have whatever their issues are with him, but the guy is an extremely, I would say, ridiculously fair interviewer who, if anything, gets into trouble for not knowing enough about some of the topics that he's covering. That might be a fair criticism that you could lay on me or anyone else. But the idea that his show is like about belittling people or making fun of people. And also Gavin seems to be a little confused. When you're the governor, well, then podcasters or commentators or whatever we are going to criticize you. And it's incumbent upon you to go in and talk to the people who criticize you. Donald Trump has been interviewed by every single person who once called him a Nazi or a racist or a bigot or blah, 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 blah. So at the end there, where he's basically like, I'm not even going to do it now. It's like, okay, good luck with that, because guess what, Gav? Kamala didn't do it, and she damn well should have. Now, the reason she didn't do it was because everyone knew she couldn't sit with anyone for 3 hours. I mean, she couldn't have done it with the three of us. That's not even really about Rogan specifically, but everyone knew that. And oh my God,
every podcast now,
big pussy right across the screen, Jillian.
I said, I struggle immensely with him because it's personal, because he destroyed home. I have actively watched it. It is not a partisan thing for me at all. Everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. I don't know that there are liberals out there bashing this guy. Like, far left liberals. James Lee is bashing this guy. Famously, Anna Kasparian has come out of the woke bubble to bash this guy. Like, he sucks, because what do all of the people I just listed have in common? They have suffered under his reign of California. And I'm just wondering if you saw him this week talking about trying to relate to people of color by talking about Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
Kind of raising myself, turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
it's like the White Stack 5 story.
Yeah.
I thought, like, that is the most, like, he's clearly manipulating and like trying to pretend like, oh, I was poor and I get the struggle, man, and I relate. But bringing up Wonder Bread, like, I can't believe
and mac and cheese, that he was so poor.
Like,
he eats everyone loves mac and cheese.
Fried chicken, I almost vomited everywhere. It's so inherently racist to even try that narrative on them and manipulate people of color. But not only that, he's a rich kid. His dad was an attorney and a judge who worked for the Gettys. There's photos of this douche in high school. I'm sorry. I promised myself I would not name call because it's should be beneath all of us. But in like a Burberry scarf, like in a suit, I cannot, Dave.
If I could just make here, Jillian, Drew is the doctor here, but I want to give what I think could be considered a piece of medical advice, because I was having the same, when I was doing Rubin Report this morning, I was having the same sort of thing with him, which is, I want to say all these bad things. It can be kind of boring to do it over and over. And what I said on the show is, I don't want to have hatred in my heart, right? I don't want that.
I know, dude.
But I really have such a visceral reaction to him. So what I've realized, and this works for me, maybe Drew can explain why perhaps medically it may not be the best thing. But what I've decided to do is, remember Al Gore had a lockbox? Remember Al Gore's lockbox 30 years ago for Social Security? Yeah, he had this famous thing. It was, I'm not going to touch Social Security. It'll be in a lockbox.
Okay.
Well, I have created a little lockbox in my heart that no other piece of my heart will be touched by it. And that's where I just hold my little hatred for Gavin Newsom. And occasionally, if someone else does something insane, Mamdani, one of these lunatics, AOC, I can let Gav out for a moment, and then that person comes in. But Drew, is that a sensible medical thing to do? To have just because it's a teeny,
it's so
tiny.
Hard. It is so hard. Doc, what do we do?
I think when it comes to overwhelming emotions, compartmentalization can sometimes.